Hello, hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi, along with the notary educators, Angela from AJ Mobile Notary,
Hello, hello.
as well as Mobile Notary Services by Alexis. And today is Notary Mentor Monday, where we answer all your questions related to the notary industry. So we'll get started. Hey, Pamela J. and Debbie, welcome.
Hey,
So we'll
Pamela
let the
J.
ladies say hi, and then Angela is going to tell us her chronicle for the week.
Hello, Pamela J. Debbie, Dark Be Lovely, Kimberly. Hi, everybody.
Okay,
Alexis, you want
Angela,
to say
you can
hi?
get started. Oh.
Alexis, you want to say hi?
Hello, everyone.
So you know how here at Notary Educators, we're always telling you to make sure you market your business, to tell everyone you know that you have a mobile notary business everywhere you go, whether you're in the grocery line or in your neighborhood. So this week, I got a call. What's today? Monday. Friday, I got a call from someone to do an apostille. And we have been texting back and forth over the weekend. He works a lot, so he was telling me that he really doesn't have time to take it to where he needs to go. I recommended that he take it to DHL because it had to go to Columbia. And so I also volunteered for him to use my courier services. I said I can provide courier services, for a small fee. So he agreed to that. So I told him I would check on how much it would cost. I told him my cost. I told him I would check on how much it would cost for him to send it to where he needed it to be. So this morning I did that. I went to DHL close to my house and I talked with the gentleman who did the DHL services. He gave me his quotes and all of these things. And I explained to him that I was trying to help a client of mine that needed to send some documents overseas. I was a mobile notary. And he says, "Oh, you go to people?" I said, "Yes, wherever they are. If they call me, I'll come where they are." He said, "Do you have a card? Because I have people all the time that come here and they need their documents notarized." And so I gave him my card and he asked me if I would take his card. He's an insurance agent. I said, "Of course, I will take your card. And if anybody inquire, I will give them your number." And so I was very excited about that because that's like additional business. And it's really a dry cleaners that has another business that where they do DHL services. So that's why I always say, talk about your business wherever you are. He didn't ask me why I was sending a DHL. I volunteered the information. And that's when he said, "Oh, he have people coming all the time that need notary services." So always market your business. The places where you think that you won't have any business or it's not necessary to do it will be the very places that you may be getting business.
Mm-hmm. So, welcome everyone who is just joining us and who will join us on the live. I have a quick story myself, right quick, and I want to know if you would know how to do this transaction. So, drop a 1 in the box if you know how to do it, or 2 if you would not. So, I had a client that came this evening. They had to complete a reference letter for someone. They had already typed it up. They brought it to me. It did not have any notarial wording on it. So now at that point, tell me, would you know what to do if someone brought you a document like that? I always talk about if someone bring you a piece of toilet paper, can you notarize it? So tonight, like I said, it was just a document and she needed me to notarize it. No notarial wording. Would you know how to handle it or not? So I'm going to tell you what I did do. So I had to ask the client, how would they like to tell me that the information is true? Okay, look at all these ones. You guys, very good, very good. So yes, so I had to ask the client, would you like to tell me that the information is true and I'll use one stamp, or would you like me to put you under oath and you tell me the information is true and I'll use another stamp? So she says, like I normally do, well, what's the difference? I told her one way is under oath, the other is not. So she said, you can put me under oath. So I put her under oath. I stamped it, make it look all pretty by adding my gold seal on it with the embosser as well as my regular ink stamp. So in that case, her particular document had 3 different stamps. I had the notarial wording was 1 stamp. I had my gold seal that I embossed was my 2nd stamp. And my 3rd stamp was my notary ink stamp. And that document looked so pretty. She said, wow, isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. So she will remember me if only for using the embosser. So look at all those ones. I am so proud of everyone. Well, welcome to tonight's show. And we are going to actually invite you guys up on the stage if you'd like to ask your question either in chat or in person. I'm going to put the link in there so you can just click it. The only thing we'll ask is that you do let your camera be on. We'll have to see you before I let you up. We want to keep it strictly notary so we don't offend anyone, guys. So we won't be talking politics, religion, whatever you believe. It's not my business, just like in your documents. It doesn't matter. It's not my business. All we talking tonight is notary. So if you want to jump on the stage, let me know. And then until then, we'll start answering some questions. Okay, so I put the StreamYard link in there so you can just click it and come on up if you want to come live and ask your question. Okay, so no pressure, you don't have to, but we liked that last week. So if you want to
Very.
talk live, come on, join us on the stage. So Angela's gonna run our chat tonight for us. Okay, Angela.
So we have a lot of people saying hi. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad to have you here. So Debbie Brown says, I was disappointed that New York does allow us to charge any, does not probably allow us to charge any more than $2 for general notary work, regardless of travel or not. I have to double check that if that is true. So Debbie, did you read your notary handbook or notary regulations for New York regarding travel fee? Because that I don't think that's true. Double check your New York handbook and New York State and see if that's true. But I don't think that's true. You have anything on that, Kim?
I do, because we just had a New York student on Saturday, so that is not true. $2 per stamp is true, but again, you don't have to charge that. Okay,
Right.
so
I don't think they regulate the travel fee for mobile. So for mobile notaries, so that may be where you're getting it mixed up. For mobile notaries, they do not regulate the travel fee. As long as you
right.
charge a reasonable travel fee, and that's for mobile notaries.
So read your handbook so you can learn how to charge appropriately, and then watch my videos on pricing if you need some ideas on how to come up with that travel fee. Okay. Karan is trying to join us, looks like, but it says that you need to connect your mic and your before you can be added camera before you can be added to the stream. So make sure your mic is enabled and camera is enabled before you can join the stream. Okay. So as soon as you get that ready, Karan, we'll let you up. Okay.
So
Anybody
Kim,
else want to join us? You can come on up. Okay.
so Kim Florence wants to know, why did you use 3 stamps?
Oh yes, Florence. So back to that again. So my first stamp was I had the remember the document didn't have any notarial wording on it, right? So it's just a blank piece of paper. Well, a piece of paper that was written in her statement. So the statement did not have any place for me to stamp as a notary. So that was my first stamp. You can either use a stamp, or in your state you may have to use a loose certificate. But in my state, I can just use a stamp. In most states, you can. The only one I know for sure it might be tricky is California, because their wording is so specific, and also Virginia. But you can get a stamp perhaps that says what you needed to say. So my first stamp was my notarial wording. My second stamp was my gold seal, and I embossed that. And my third stamp was my actual notary stamp. So you always use your notary stamp on everything. The gold seal just makes it look pretty. So that was 3 stamps. Okay.
So Stephanie says, do you give a receipt for payment received? Stephanie, yes, I do. We do. I give a receipt either one of two ways, either a written paper receipt or through my Square app. Sometimes they'll say, can you send an email or a text? So I do receipts either through my paper receipts or through the Square app. What about you, Alexis?
Yeah, I do it through the Square app always. If I do cash or anything.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you do? Oh, okay. I always use my paper. I'm a little old fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quicker than me. I use my paper.
Yeah. And so either way, you have a record. The Square has a running record of your receipts. And yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
And so Shannon
Always
says,
give a receipt.
Shannon says you can't charge a travel fee within reason in New York.
Yeah, Shannon. Very good. So
Hi,
Debbie,
Notary Financial
come on,
Service.
Debbie.
So the L. Lewis said, I saw in a Facebook group yesterday that the Georgia Bar is contacting notaries and questioning whether or not they do signings, and say it's practicing law without a license. Ooh, I wish they would call me. But
I
anyway,
saw that too. I did see
did
that
they?
in the
Did
Facebook.
somebody say that?
I saw that in the Georgia Facebook group. I mean, you really think they got time to call everybody to say, are you using notary signing agent? And actually, Angela and I both were on a training for one of the counties. I think it was Fulton. I don't remember.
The cab maybe.
It might have been DeKalb. And
Yeah.
the guy that conducted the training, he said, you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, basically. I mean, but the point is, in the Georgia handbook, it does state don't call yourself that. But it doesn't matter. You have your certification from the National Notary Association that you are a notary signing agent.
Right.
So Georgia does not recognize the title, but the industry as a whole, that is what you are called.
So I got a little something I want to say about that.
Yes.
So I think a lot of people just hung up on the name notary signing agent, loan signing agent. When I call my clients, even if a company contacts me or if anybody asks me, I'm a notary. I notarize documents. And when I call and confirm appointments, I tell the client my name is Angela with AJ Mobile Notary, and I am the notary that your lender has contracted to help you with your loan modifications or whatever. I never
Mm-hmm.
tell them I'm a loan signing agent, I'm a notary signing agent. I just
Mm-hmm.
tell them I'm a notary.
That is so true, Angela. I love that.
I
What
mean,
do they
that
say?
to me
What's
that
your
doesn't
name?
mean anything to me. I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
certified by the NNA, but it really doesn't mean anything to me. I'm still getting paid the same amount no matter what I call myself.
Exactly. You still
So
getting it. You still getting a larger amount of the pie because you are a notary signing agent.
right,
So Georgia don't have to recognize the title.
right,
Georgia not paying my check anyway, right?
right.
My check is coming from the signing company.
And
So
then
sometimes people don't. I don't even like seeing that, but unfortunately, I read a lot of negativity in those Facebook groups, and I guarantee you, the person telling you that they are a signing agent.
right. And
Just
it
learn
doesn't
your
matter.
wording.
What do you say, Alexis?
Just learn your wording, how to word things. Like
And
Angela said, at the end of the day, you're a notary.
mhm,
So guess what? On those loan documents, they have notarial wording. That's where I'm going to fill out and put my stamp.
right,
So don't get caught up. If somebody calls you, I'm a notary. If you have a loan modification or anything, and you bring it to me that has notarial wording on it, I can do it.
right.
Simple as that. You don't get caught up on the name so much, and don't get scary. People gonna call you, do whatever.
Mhm.
Like you're a notary. It's okay.
Yeah. And the other thing about that too is I've done refinances, and you cannot, as a notary, I cannot notarize loan documents without an attorney,
Right.
refinance documents without an attorney. Well, when I went to the person, the attorney was on the phone the whole time, and that's considered the attorney being present. So the companies know what they're doing. So don't get caught up about what everybody's saying in these Facebook groups. And some of the people are like new, so they're just throwing stuff out there they really don't know.
And two things before we move on, because L. Lewis has another comment later. I want to go ahead and address it right now. Plus, the handbook, she says that we can notarize deeds, so it seems contradictory, right? And that's so
Hmm.
true. The handbook
Hmm.
says that you can do a deed.
Hmm.
So you have to know how to play the system. It's all a
Right,
game. It's all
right,
a game. So you got to
yeah,
know how to play it, just like any other sport. So we're in a notary signing business sport. So
right.
you got to know what do they mean by notary signing agent? You can't use a title. What do they mean? I could actually do a deed. So we've been playing the game long enough, so we could teach you Georgia notaries, especially how to play the game because it's
Right,
all a game, and you got to know how to play it. So
right.
Yeah.
you are correct. That sounds very contradictory.
Yeah.
And then, just for those of you who are just joining us, welcome to Notary Mentor Monday. We are trying something different. If you'd like to come up on the stage and ask your question, I have put the link in the chat. Only thing we ask is that you keep it strictly notary and have your camera and your mic on. So I'm going to put the link in there again, and feel free to come on up.
And you
Okay.
have to and show your picture.
Yeah, show your picture. Okay, go ahead, Angela.
Okay. And so Debbie Brown says, Shannon, how much have you charged? So she's asking Shannon a question about charge. You guys are so welcome. We're so happy that you're here. Kieran says, hello, I'm a notary on an LSA and an LSA on and don't know where to start. So Karan, go to our webpage, notaryeducatorsllc.com. Send us a note and we can help you with that. We'll see where you are and we'll help you and be guided to where you can get started and how you can move forward.
Yeah, just fill out the contact card over there.
So
Mm-hmm.
Tree says, do you think marketing to home health care agencies is a good idea? Also, how do you get the courage to walk in and market directly for general notary work and loan signing work? What do you say? So, Patrice, the answer to your marketing to home health care agencies is yes. I think that's a great idea. And how do you get the courage to walk in and market? As far as me, Patrice, and I'm sure Kim and Alexis, you just sit down and just really decide, what your business plan want, how you want to do your business plan. So you just make a plan. How you're going to do this? What do you want to do? I went into a nursing home facility and I had my cards ready And I walked in, I asked for the director if they were available. I introduced myself. I said, I'm a mobile notary. And I said, I know that some of your clients or patients may need documents notarized. I wanted to leave some of my cards, if that's okay. So one time the lady told me to come back, and I left my number. And as soon as I walked out, the director actually called me, and we talked, and I came back 2 days later and left my card. So, don't be afraid. You got to put the fear out the window. If you want to market to somebody, go introduce yourself. Tell them who you are and tell them what you do. That's basically all you have to do. Who am I? Who are you? What do you do? What do you have to offer? And that's all you have to say.
And that's what I was going to really hit to, that part about what do you have to offer. Don't go in and just say, I'm a mobile notary. I'd love for you to hire me.
Right.
No. Hey, I'm Kimmi. I'm a mobile notary. I know some of your clients are not able to get out, especially the
Mhm.
nursing homes, because they may be ill. It'd be my pleasure to come to them. And I'm open 7 days a week. They're like, really?
Mhm.
So let them, I can come in the morning, I can come in the evening, whatever you can actually do,
Right.
and let them know all the benefits that you provide with a
Mhm.
smile. Leave your cards, and they will call you. They will call, you will stand out just because you
Mhm.
smiled. Alexis, you want to add anything about marketing?
Yeah, and when it comes to like the courage, how do I say this? So I don't know. I'm the type of person. Once I set my mind to something, as far as like a business move, like you gotta do it. You gotta go full fledged, especially after you paid all this money to learn these things, buy equipment, and all that type of stuff. I mean, you want to get your money back and you want to be successful. So with that being said, and then you got to think of it too as this is a necessity. It's not like you're trying to persuade somebody into wanting this, or no, this is a necessity that everyone needs at some point in life. So just go in there with that confidence alone, and you'll be surprised how many people are like, oh, we've been needing a notary. You don't know how many clients or how many residents or patients come up to me asking for a notary every day. You'll be
Mhm.
surprised how many people I get that say that.
Mhm.
So put that fear to the side and just go, because you're needed. Point blank
Mhm.
period. It's a necessity. A notary is definitely needed in the world.
And there's a lot of people that become notaries, and then their first sentence is that I'm afraid, I fear. You cannot be afraid. You cannot fear, because the fear is the one thing is going to keep you at home with all of your equipment and all of your notary stamp and your notary handbook and all of your notary supplies going to be at home with you being fearful. So
Mhm.
you have to get away from that. And if you're going to be a notary, you got to know how to deal with people. You have to know how to be able to go to people and tell them, who you are. And the one thing that you better be prepared for when you go market to something like a nursing home or a home health care agency, they are going to ask you, how much do you charge?
Mhm.
So you got to be prepared to answer that question. I always tell them I'm offering a discount. If I'm your mobile notary, I'm your go-to notary, I'll offer a discount to your patients. This is how much I usually charge, but I'll charge this. So be prepared to not to just them say, okay, be prepared to answer some questions for them.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
also, one more thing, let them know you can provide witnesses. Anything that you can provide a service to let them feel the value. Again, the nursing home staff, they're like, wow, you're gonna do all that? Sure, I am. So yeah, very good. Good conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? Another part to that also. And for the loan signing work, I don't do a lot of marketing for that myself. I do that on my Google page, and also I do loan signing marketing. I don't rather. I work with signing companies a lot.
Hmm. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
I
work
work
with a
with a lot
sign.
of signing companies.
I work with a signing company also, but as far as general notary work, if you have your Google page set up and you have pictures and stuff of what you do, the people who get the loan signing, loan mods, and things that you can notarize as a notary, when they look on your page and see, oh, they do loan documents or loan modifications, they'll call you based on that.
Yes, I have a lot of business like that, repeat business that have found me initially on Google, and they
Hmm.
have a lot of business in my area, and then they end up using me. I just
Hmm.
did a job the other day. Actually, the person said, "Let's see how this one goes, and then we'd like to use you for other services in the area." So I was like, okay. I told him I'd welcome the opportunity. So it went well. So he said, "I look forward to working with you again." So he got the documents back. I even offered to scan back because it was only 3 documents. I even offered to. I usually
Hmm.
don't do that.
Hmm.
But I could tell they were kind of anxious about the documents. I said, if you like, I can scan it back to you. He said, oh, no, that won't be necessary. So I'm
Hmm.
sure they had looked at my reviews on Google before they called me and felt that I was the most qualified in the area right now, in my area to handle that particular job. So that Google page must be set. And I do have a little tip for you guys. Google My Business is kind of going away, but it's gonna be like under Google Maps. So you still want to make sure the page is maximized. More information is to come on that. I got a couple emails recently, the last couple days about that. So it's still important, but they're doing away with parts of it. So you can start researching on your own. But just the FYI, it's still very important because that's how you're gonna get your business. Make sure that page is tight. Okay.
Yeah, I got that message on my email today also.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, if you want to come up on stage, I put the link in there. Feel free to come on up and answer your question live. We would love that. Okay, Angela, we'll keep going.
Sure. So, Karan says she's at work and her mic and cam is off.
Okay, I think we skipped L. Lewis too about actual lawyer. I don't understand what the statement. It might be a private conversation. I cannot
Yeah,
imagine.
he was just saying about the Facebook group.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lotus Bar LLC says, "Hi, ladies. When adding a loose leaf certificate, would I place my stamp on the loose leaf page or the actual document that needs to be notarized?" Very good question. And so the Lotus Bar, when you are adding a loose leaf certificate, that loose certificate is your notary block. And so wherever you're signing your signature, which is usually on the loose page certificate, your notary stamp has to be close to your signature. So it would be on that loose page certificate that you have. Did you have anything else on that, Kim? Or Alexis?
Only that you also would staple it. And in our case, for our state, the loose leaf certificate at the top, it'll say page 3 of 3 or whatever. So your notarization is not included in the page count. So it would say a 2-page document, and your third page would be your loose leaf. So it would be this document pertains to a 2-page document, if that's not confusing.
Yeah.
I guess if you made a mistake and wrote 3, but you really want to get it right, okay?
Right, yeah.
If it's a 2-page document, you want to write again. This pertains to a 2-page document, and as Angela already stated, you would add your loose leaf, staple in the corner, and keep it moving. Very good.
Hi, Frank from LA, Lower Alabama.
Hey, Frank.
Mihaja
And
said,
everybody else is joining us. We appreciate it.
She said, Mahaja says, "Hey, y'all, missed the last 2 sessions, and I feel like I haven't seen my friends in weeks. Had to make it tonight." Okay, we missed you too, girl.
Hey.
Hi,
Hey,
Lashika
everybody.
from Orlando.
All right.
You guys are invited on stage if you want to. So
right.
Fancy says, "Can I become an LSA if I have old speeding tickets? Are they felonies, Fancy?"
So I have heard of people being what's the word? Declined, I guess, from becoming a loan signing agent because of speeding tickets. But what I always say is don't take that first no. Do a little homework into your tickets and see can you pay some money to get them reduced, the points, or can you also pay some money and get them removed completely? Because I hate to tell y'all what I did, but I'm gonna tell y'all. I passed a bus one day. I had started a new job. I was really stressed out, and I passed a bus. I couldn't even believe it. Right after I did it, I told Jeff, I called him. I said, "I think I just passed a school bus. I have never in my life." And it was a big 5-lane thing in Decatur, Georgia, 5 lanes, and didn't have the divider, so I needed to stop. And I learned that later. Anyway, that ticket was $300, and what I was really scared about, of course, I didn't dare want to hit someone's child, but I was frightened of getting points on my license because I figured I might not ever drive again going past a school bus, right? Well, I found out that with the school bus in my county where all this happened, they didn't want to put points. They really just wanted the money. So I went to court. I was able to pay $250, which still hurt like crazy. But at least I didn't have any points. But in this case, if you actually have the points, let's see, can we get the points? Can you go and get it reduced? Because sometimes if it's an old ticket, they just want some money, and learn from the mistake like I did. So I see a school bus now, I'll be like, So just kind of, stop. And if you see a school bus, but see, can you get it reduced or something and then reapply?
Okay. She says she has old speeding tickets with an S.
Right. I'm saying, even though if you
So,
got more than one, they still might give you a bulk rate or reduced rate or something to help you get those tickets down. So don't just say, I got tickets, so I'm done. I can't be a loan signing agent. No, we're going to
yeah,
find out what can we do to get it corrected.
and pay and take care of it. So and
Because you
just
don't even want that haunting you for the rest of your life, period. I can't do something because I got this. If it's something we can handle, let's go ahead and take care of it.
mhm.
Okay? Good.
So another Kimberly. Kimberly says, I'm restarting my notary journal. I was one back in 97. Did not know all the options were here. I want to know, should I wait to get my approval before setting up everything for the business? Well, if you don't have your commission, the first thing to do is to get your commission first. Don't be going out, like Kim said, buying a whole bunch of stuff if you don't
Mm-hmm.
have your commission. Don't be buying people's products and classes and all of that unless you have your notary commission. Kim, tell them what happened to someone recently that called you and didn't have no commission. Remember the girl you were telling me about?
Oh, Angela, can you tell me? Because you know I don't know.
Because
I'm talking for me.
she wanted to possibly sign up for some classes. I wanted you to give her some where she can start, and you just told her to go get your commission.
Yeah, because we do have that all the time. People want to get started, and I do. That's why we do those little intake calls. If you want to, want us to call you to see where you are in your business, fill out a form over at Notary Educators LLC. We'll call you. So on one of those calls, I'm talking to the girl, and she's like, "Oh, I want to do A, B, C, D." I'm like, "Do you even have your commission?" So, oh, I know that was from TikTok. Yeah. So I was like, "Do you even have your commission?" And she was like, "No." I'm like, "That's where you need to start. Start with the basics. Get your commission, and then let's add the training piece. And then let's
Mhm.
start buying supplies. Don't start even buying all these supplies and you don't know what to do." So training is very important. Check us out, notaryeducatorsllc.com.
Right. So it's Clarissa J says, what made you pick your business name? Because I love my name. AJ, I love my name. Those are my initials. So why not? Kim,
Very nice.
Alexis. What made you pick your name, Alexis?
It was straight to the point.
Mhm.
Easy to identify on Google.
And then my actual notary business name is None Better Mobile Notary Services. And that's a spinoff of my last name, which is Nunnally. So I had two or three other businesses, and a family friend one time. When I first started my very first business, and he said it should be something like a spin off your last name or your last name. And I was like, I said, I like None Better. And then
Mhm.
from there, so I had a daycare. It was called None Better Kids with a Z. And my sister that I lost gave me that idea, and it became hip hop. So it was None Better Kids was my daycare, and then we had None Better Mobile Mobile Detail, and we did car detailing for a moment. And then when I did my notary business, it also became None Better. So anything we do is always a running joke, None Better. So that's
Because
how I
there's
came up
none
with my
better.
name. None Better, ain't none better. And it's spelled Nunn, not Nonne.
Mhm.
So people love that.
Right. So Lashika says, I hear so many mixed things about becoming a Ron. Once I get motivated to do it, I see comments, posts saying it's not worth it. What's your thoughts on Ron? Kimmi, what's your thoughts on Ron?
I think if you can do it and add it part of your business, I would. It's not legal here in my state yet. But I always say if it does come to Georgia, when it does, maybe it might be 10 or 15 years from now. Who knows? I don't know. But when it does come, I always believe in having a nice portfolio, a nice mix. So I want to be able to do Ron, mobile, loan signing. It may not be all of what I do, but I at least want to know how to do it. I want to be set up
Mhm.
to do it. So I would recommend it if it's in your state, but just make sure you watch those fees because there's so many fees associated with Ron. And just for a couple examples, I won't harp on it long. I do have several videos about Ron, the pros and cons of it, but you want to make sure the platform, what fees are there associated? Whenever the client calls in and they have to answer those knowledge-based questions like, how long did you live at 555 Party Lane? And they can't answer that, you as a notary might have to pay for that. When you bring them over to the platform, you might have to pay the platform for bringing the client over. So it's so many fees associated with it. So I've heard mixed things. Some people are making money with it. Other people, it's costing them the money to be a Ron notary. So just be cautious with that, okay?
So Sharia Hosh, is that Sharia? Sharia?
Hey, Sharia. I know Sharia.
Yeah.
What she
Hey,
say?
Sharia.
Hey,
I know she's
Sharia.
not asking that question. Hi, everyone. Where's the starting point just for general notary work? One of you guys want to
Sharia,
answer that?
we're gonna call you.
Yeah.
Sharia.
Sharia, Sharia.
What's the starting point? You just have to get started. The Google My Business page, marketing,
Marketing.
have everything ready, because once you set up that Google My Business, your phone will start ringing. So
Right.
you want to make sure your training is in place, which you have. You've been working, Sharia. What kind of question is that? I
What
know you've
question is
been
that?
working. Sharia, don't let me have to bring you on the platform. Sharia, yeah, so basically for everyone else though, because I know Sharia knows where to get started, is your training, marketing, and just do it.
Yeah. The fear. You got to get, so many people are fearful. That's the number one thing that will just keep you standing there frozen. Basically, you got to get rid of the fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
Alexis, you
hard,
have
but you
any
can
thoughts
do
on
it.
that?
No, just what you said. You got to do it.
All
Debbie
right.
Brown says, why do you work more with signing companies? I prefer that also. Alexis, you want to answer that?
Starting out, it's just easier to get work. As you get more experience, I don't want to say I prefer one over the other, but a lot of my work comes from direct the relationships I've established with different companies. But starting out is just simpler. Get you started. You don't have to really like search for work necessarily, and it's easier as far as like if you make a mistake or anything like that. So starting out, preferably start with signing companies, and then as you get more comfortable, you can go direct. But that's why I preferred it in the beginning.
I agree for all those reasons. And I actually love working with signing companies. I do. Maybe do I receive a little bit less, but to me it's a little bit less stress too. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've already done the legwork. They found the client. I'm sitting there looking at my phone. It's like, okay, I'll do this one, but I don't want to do that one. I'll do this one, but they can have that one.
Right.
So you know what I mean. So that's how I feel. But I have a lot of direct, and all of my direct has come from my Google page. So we
Mm-hmm.
got Miss Keisha who want to join the stage. Okay, we're gonna bring Miss Keisha up. Okay.
Come on, Miss Keisha.
Okay.
And I like working with signing
Hey
companies too
Keisha, thank you
because
for
Hi,
coming.
everybody. Hey, ladies.
how
Welcome,
you doing?
welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you guys
Good.
doing?
Doing
Welcome,
Good.
well.
welcome. We're doing well. What's your question tonight?
So, I have two general questions.
Okay.
The first one is, so I was dealing with a client. We were doing a seller's package, and I guess the title company was telling me they was having a little issues with this one. So I was like, okay. So we was at the table. It literally took him 2 hours to decide if he wanted to sign the documents or not.
Oh my
During
goodness.
that process, I was like trying to be patient because on the other end, you like, the people want to buy the house and you're looking at their names, like, oh, it's taking it personal because you want them to be able to get the house. But like during your experience when you're doing a seller's package, I have the most I've done like is 35 minutes with a seller package.
Right.
But this
Yes.
was 2 hours.
Oh
And I was
my
thinking,
goodness.
and he signed everything. And then on the last page, he decided that he did not want to go through with the process. Have you guys
Woo.
seen that?
Oh
No.
my goodness. I have
I have
not, and I have
never,
No.
not. Have you,
Okay.
Angela?
Wow.
never. The only thing I've had with the sellers package is that they had a lot of questions, and of course we called the lender and they answered the question. It took a little, like you say, Keisha. The longest it's taken me for a seller's package maybe like 20 to 30 minutes max.
Right.
And
That's
yeah,
it.
it took about 45 minutes, but it wasn't any of those type of issues. But no, I have never.
So
Yeah.
what was his problem? What was his concern? Like what was it? The numbers?
So yes, so I guess he did a certain number, and then he went on Zillow and seen that the numbers changed. He
Um,
negotiated with the real estate agent, agreed to the terms, and then after everything, all the papers came through, he was like, "Oh, Zillow is saying my house went to this, and I want this," and
Oh.
he was just upset about the amount that he agreed upon.
and see, it's not for us to get involved and
Nope,
agree and say, you know what?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
nope.
Zillow is 50,000 higher.
Right.
I'm like, I'm zippy. He said,
I'm,
"What
yeah,
did you?" He said, what do you think about this, Keisha? I said, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you do not want to get
you don't not
involved
want to
in
get
that.
involved. I'll tell
No.
them like even when they ask a question about the numbers on their loan documents or anything pertaining to their closing, changes. I said, I'm just a notary. I said, I don't know any intimate details about your loan document or your loan package. You would have to ask your lender. I always say, I'm just a notary.
Exactly. So he was like, he didn't let me take the papers with me, the stuff that I notarized. So I let him keep it because, I don't want any issues.
Wait,
So
hold
he
on one
was,
second. Wait a minute. You notarized the documents and he kept them?
yes.
Yeah, that's a no-no. No, no,
Mhm.
no.
Did you brought the documents?
Yeah,
You
I brought
brought
the
the documents?
documents.
Oh no.
Yeah. If
Mhm.
you take
Always
if you
take the
take the
document.
document to the client, they need to give you that back if the signing does not happen. Actually, I had one the other day. It went through, but that was my instructions. My matter of
Mhm.
fact,
Mhm.
this instructions that I did for this client was it wasn't even a loan signing. It
Mhm.
said that I could not show them the second document until they signed the first document. And I not only did they need to sign it, I need to put the document in my bag and then pull out the second document. So it was so specific, those instructions. However, Keisha, in the future, when that happens, just let them know, hey, unfortunately, my notary stamp is on here. We did not complete the signing. I will have to take that back.
Yeah.
If you need a copy of this, you can reach out to your lender. They can, and he probably already had a copy of it anyway.
He
So
did, yep.
never
Right.
leave documents. Yeah, never leave. Matter of fact, most companies will tell you if it doesn't happen, get the package back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you call the
Yeah.
lender?
It was after hours. I tried to
Oh
get the documents.
no.
It was after hours. No one picked up. And it was kind of like a different kind of situation. So I was kind of trying to get it done. I was there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the thing
But
about
you
that.
know what? Go ahead, Angela.
When you were saying that he kept the documents, the thing about that is that's why one little tip, a trick, and I don't know how you did it. When I do that with loan signing, seller's package, whatever, I give them the page they have to sign. If they have to read something, I give them the page, and I don't give them anything else until they read it and give
Okay.
it back to me. So
Okay.
in the end, I end up having all the documents anyway.
Perfect.
Oh, that
Okay.
Does
is a
that
good
make sense?
idea.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
Yeah. So if
that's a
they
good
have to read
idea.
over something, well, I don't care if it takes them an hour. I don't give them any more documents until they finish reading that. When they give me that back, I'll give them the page, and then I let them sign it. I take that page back. When in the end, I have all the documents in my hand.
Yep.
And one more thing, Keisha. In the beginning, at what point of the signing did you realize he didn't want to sign? At what? How much time did you spend?
Like in the beginning.
Like in the
Like,
beginning?
because he was like, this happened so fast. I didn't know that I was signing today. You know how they give that whole speech. So I was like, okay, let me be patient. Then he wanted to call his attorney. Then he wanted to call his friends.
Girl, when he would have mentioned the
Yeah, I
friend
would.
Keisha, when he mentioned the friend, I would
Yes,
say, you know what, sir? You can talk to your lender tomorrow. I'd be
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I will see college. They will call me, and
Yeah.
I will talk to you later and put my
And
stuff in my bag and be
That's-
gone.
That would have been
one
me.
more question, Keisha. One more question.
I'm so
Did
sorry.
you let him?
I'm sorry.
Did you
I'm
let? Did you? No, this is a good teaching for everyone. This is a
It
very
is.
good real life. One more
Mhm.
question. Did you let him look at the numbers before you got started?
Oh yes.
First page.
So the moment that he was like, the moment he was like really, really bugging and you knew, I'm going to give him about 30 minutes. But
Okay.
he knew within that 30 minutes if he was going to sign or not. At that point, you know what? It's after hours. Unfortunately, there's no one for you to talk to. I'm getting everything back. Don't let him start signing nothing else. Reach
Okay.
out to the lender because it's after hours. Let them know, hey, Mr. Smith did not sign. It's 8:30, 8 p.m. There's no one to talk to. And that's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
But
Perfect.
don't be
Okay.
sitting there for 2 hours because
Right. That has never happened to me. So I was like, what do I do?
So this is
My
my last
probably
question.
wondering. Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
So
this is my last question.
oh, I'm
You
sorry.
still got paid, right?
Yes, I got paid.
That's all
So
I need.
here's the second issue.
Mm-hmm.
So he kept the documents. So I guess like the next day he decided that he wanted to go through with the process.
No.
So somebody
Did you
came
Will Smith him?
out
No.
to get the documents.
So what happened the next day? He decided he wanted to sign. And what was the part of the question? Because I couldn't hear you.
Someone came to get the documents. So the title company agreed to go through with the whole process. And somebody went to get the documents and the process went through.
He knew he was gonna do that the night before.
Right.
Wow.
You
So
talked to somebody in between time.
He did, yes.
yeah. So only main takeaways from this though in the future, Keisha, is Once they go over the numbers and you can tell, you
Yeah.
probably know in your heart to heart that signing was not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you really know that, we're cutting it off, reaching out to the
Okay.
lender. If they're not there, we got to send the email. Mr. Smith, they'll contact you first thing in the morning because that's on him. You can't make him sign.
Right.
We don't advise him. He didn't look at Zillow, so he got that extra 50,000 in his
And Zillow ain't always right.
It's not. It's not.
Zillow is not always right.
They just see the number.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing this story with us. The chat is going
Give him
crazy.
one page. Give him one page feed him one page at a time.
That's what I'll do from here on out. And I would never do 2 hours. It was the first and the last time.
And when they start talking about calling their friends and
so you know what? Look,
that's
you know what, Mr. Jones, my kids at home. I gotta go put them to bed. It's time. It's time to put them kids to bed. I don't know if you got no kids, but I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh. But he did offer to pay me for my time. So but I was
that was sweet.
no, it's double. I was like, I want a double dip. It's okay.
I don't know, Keisha.
If you would have took his money, you would be on Notary.
You would have been in trouble.
I'm just kidding, everybody. I'm just kidding.
I don't want to take the money.
Well, anyway, Keisha, we thank you so much for coming up and sharing that.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay, all right, bye-bye.
All right, good night. All right, let's get back to our questions.
Okay, so hi everybody that just joined.
Yes, welcome everyone. And if you want to come up on stage and ask your question live, you are more than welcome to do so. Okay, Angela. So we back at L. Lewis. I think.
You want to take that one, Kim?
Is it a bad idea to change your business name? I'm realizing that my name might be too long. So if you've already done your LLC, L. Lewis and everything, you can go ahead and keep it. Just change it on Google just a little bit. So like if you got like, for example, my legal name is None Better Mobile Notary Services, LLC. Well, when I decided to add apostille, I added apostille to my Google page only, but I didn't change my whole LLC around. So if it's like fluff, like Lewis Notary Services, just make it as short as you can, Lewis Mobile Notary in Google. As long as it's not too far off, they don't usually have a problem with that. Okay. Because it costs money when you get ready to start changing all those LLCs and stuff. So you can just take out a few words. You got it.
Yep.
Good question.
Hi, everybody that just joined. Good evening, Raphael. Elise says, hello, I'm a newbie and I've been following your advice on General Notary. My last step was my Google My Business page. It's been up for a week now and still no hits. So, Alexis, you want to take care of Elise?
Yeah, try advertising. That's the next step. Try advertisement. You set your personal budget. And just like Kimmi was saying, I didn't want to speak on it yet until I have a lot more information. But Google My Business will be changing soon. What that looks like, I'll go over it, as the weeks go on. But for now, go ahead, start that advertisement, get you up. And as far as ranks on Google Maps and you popping up and populating on Google, that's how you'll get those clicks. And starting out, usually with Google, you got to think about when you're on Google yourself. You're going to click on somebody who has some reviews and a lot. It looks like, they've been open a while. Whereas when we first start our Google page, it looks a little empty. Like, yeah, we might have a picture, but we need those reviews, and multiple pictures. And you want to kind of bring some life to your Google My Business page. So just don't get discouraged. But, starting out, we all been there. So you might have to just put a little extra work in. Remember, those reviews are important. Go out there, get those reviews, and use advertisement. Those go hand in hand. I feel like once you do that, you'll see a difference.
I was going to tell her too, click on Google My Business on our website at Notary Educators LLC and let Alexis take a look at your actual page and let's see, does it need pictures? Do you need to add some quotes? Is it inviting? Is your picture there? Is it just Notary Business? Call me. So let's fill out a contact form over there. Alexis will call you and look at your page with you, okay? If it's something quick she can help you with, she will. And if not, you'll have to get on her calendar, okay?
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
So Notary Needs says, I know it's not always good to counter, but what's some good strategies you use when the witness fee has to be considered? I just had this problem today. I got sent an assignment. I got the email. Actually, I got the email on Friday, but the assignment isn't until Wednesday. So I was printing it out today, and I noticed that they said that the notary would provide the witness. But we agreed on a fee for me, not the witness.
Yeah.
You did not tell me, because usually they'll say be sure to confirm that the signer has a witness. And I say, okay. And they'll say, can you provide the witness? What is your witness fee? But this one was slid up under the radar, and the thing said that notary will provide witness. And the first thing I said, well, that's my fee, so I need to email him. I emailed the company and I said to them nicely, hi, Jamie, this is Angela. I was looking at the notary instructions and I noticed that as I was printing out the notary instructions, I said, I noticed that it said, and I put in quotes, notary will provide the witness. I said, what did I put? I said, notary will provide the witness. I said, will you please confirm that you will add an additional $25 for me to bring a witness with me to the signing? That's all I said. It ain't no negotiating. Send me the $25 when you pay me.
Yeah, and
To
I'm
me, it's
looking
not
at
a
your
counter.
next statement. Oh, you want to say something, Alexis?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, to me, when we say like don't counter a lot, I feel like when it comes to witness fees or any type of kind of extra, or let's say it's a really far away or something like that, like kind of exaggerated,
Mhm.
anything extra, quote unquote. I don't think that's really a counter.
Mm-mm.
It's just kind of, it is what it is. Like I have to bring another person, get them outside of the comfort of their home.
Right.
I need an extra little $25 or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So don't really look at the witness fee as a counter. Like unless it says, if it said like with Angela case, my first thought would have been, well, do they expect me to use my money to pay the witness? If it said it on the order, that would have kind of been my first thought. But it never hurts to reach out and ask, like, hey, I see it says this. Were you all going to compensate for the witness?
Mhm.
And actually, you don't even have to call them and confirm that. If it says notary must provide witness, then that's where we need to take a few seconds longer to read the offer, because
Mhm.
I get those all the time from one company and they already have the fee set,
Mhm.
and the fee includes the witness. And quite frankly, it's a little
Yeah.
lower than I think it should be.
Mhm.
So then at that point, I have to decide, okay, do I want to take Jeffrey? Because, I throw him in for free sometimes and I get that money.
Mhm.
But if I got to actually pay Angela out of a low offer already, I might not even take that job. And if that's the case, I might counter back. I would counter back and say, by the time I pay the notary, pay a witness fee, it's not enough for me as the notary to go out.
Mhm. Right.
So I have no problem with countering. I don't counter on everything, as I
Right.
always say, because you don't want to be a problem notary.
Mhm. Right.
But if you feel it's a really, really low offer and you
Mhm.
really don't mind going for a few more dollars, they might pay it.
Right.
I've had that happen. Just like
Mhm.
Angela, I mistakenly read something and I was like, oh, that's not enough.
Right.
And I countered and they met me. So you have to be prepared though, whenever you counter, that they might say no.
Right.
And you have to be prepared. You might not get that assignment. And
Right.
that's okay if you're
Mhm.
good with that. So, like Angela already stated, the verbiage is always very kind, and not
Mhm.
that this is my rate. You got to
Right.
do you. They don't
Right.
have to do anything no more than you have to do anything.
Yeah.
So we always put a little sugar on conversations. That's what I say, a little sugar on it.
Yeah. Kim teaching me to put sugar on it.
Always not.
But
It may be true what you about to state, but we gonna put a little sugar. Okay.
and it depends on the company, because this company is actually a company, and even this particular person is someone that uses me all the time. And so I feel comfortable saying what I was saying nicely. So it's not like I was asking for extra, because when they call, they say, this is your fee, right? So they always confirm what my fee is because they use me all the time. So I was just really reminding them that. And at the end, I noticed that it did say that Wells Fargo agreed to the notary to bring a witness. So I'm just confirming that they're going to add the extra $25, really.
Okay. So we have Miss Shantina with us. She wants to jump on the stage. How's it
Hello,
going
Miss
tonight?
Santino.
Hello, ladies. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Good, how are
Welcome.
Can
you?
everyone hear me?
Welcome.
Yes.
Yes, we
Thank
can hear
you.
you.
Well,
So
I
what's
have
your
a
question?
question. I had been assigned. Okay. My question is, will anyone be available on April the 8th to do a buyer's package for a North Dakota purchase? I was assigned to it, but the date was on the 18th. I'm sorry, on the 19th, but they moved the signing up to the 8th, and I have a schedule conflict. So I'm not
Oh,
able to do it. And they're asking me if I know any notaries in the area, because like I said, they're out of North Dakota. So
so
I'm just
where's
kind
the
of putting it out
signing at?
there.
Is the signing in North Dakota?
It will be here. No, the signing is in Bethlehem, Georgia.
I just went
Oh,
there
you know what? You
yesterday.
put
That's
that in
Barrow
the
County.
I
Facebook
just
group,
went there.
didn't you?
This morning.
You put that in the Facebook group, didn't you?
Yeah,
I saw that. I saw
I
that.
did. Yes.
Yeah, that's not really
Mm-hmm.
my area that I travel to. I know Angela goes out that way
I just went there
sometimes.
this morning. How much they paying?
Well, actually, they asked my fee, and I said $100, but because I'm still kind of new, that may be low, but I can, if you send me your email address or your information, I can send you their information. Y'all maybe can set a price.
You said
Because
on
I
the
thought
8th.
about you, Angela, when I saw that in the Facebook group earlier. I
Oh,
thought
because I
about you.
charge a little bit more than that to go to Bethlehem.
Well, just tell them.
Well, I'm
Just
pretty
tell
sure.
them.
Well, right now, I think they will pay it. I'm not for 100%
So,
sure because they don't have anyone. Because they actually reached out to me through my Google business page.
so
Yes.
send me
Yes.
go on Notary Educators LLC and send me your contact
Okay.
information. And I'll call you after tonight.
Okay. That'll be
Yes.
awesome. Thank
Thank you for that, Miss.
you.
Thank you, Miss
Thank you,
Shantina.
Shantina.
You're
Take care.
welcome.
Have
Bye
a good night.
bye.
Look at y'all networking up here.
Right.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey, Miss
Patrice.
Patrice, how you
Hello,
Hi.
doing?
Patrice.
Hi.
What's up,
Welcome,
girl?
girl. Look at you. What's going on tonight? Tell us what's going on.
Nothing. So I'm the one that asked the question about marketing to home healthcare businesses.
Yes.
So my question, I live in Philadelphia, so within a mile is probably like 10 of them. It's a lot. It's
Really?
a lot. Yes. But should we market to places with bad reviews?
You mean the company is like the house,
Yeah,
the
like the
nursing home itself has a bad review?
Yes, and some of them, they're not nursing homes. They're just like the facility, and they're just like they send people out to the person's home, to like the
Well,
Oh,
old
it's
okay.
not
home.
like
Home health.
you.
I
If
get
you're
what
not
you
Well,
mean.
getting ready,
go ahead,
go ahead,
Alexis. I'm
Angela. No,
sorry.
you go ahead, Angela, because Angela is our nursing home queen. So you go ahead.
This is what I say about it. The places with bad reviews,
Yeah,
they're not paying you. The client is paying you.
that's true.
That's what I say. So
Okay.
if you have a connection where people need notaries, that place has a bad review, but you're going to be the nice person. You're going to be the professional notary. You're going to change some perspective, even though that's not what you're trying. You're going to be the person that's the nice person, and you're going to do your business, and you're going to give them what they need. So the nursing home, it really has nothing to do with the nursing home. You are the notary, and that's the client. The nursing home is just facilitating it, really. So
Okay.
the nursing home's not paying you. So, girl, my answer would be yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You can always
Alexis?
make sure you remind your clients. I mean, depending on how the conversation goes, some people are like, "Oh, I got your card from such and such place," but you can always remind the clients, like, I'm a private, personal contract. You get what I'm saying? I'm separate from that entity.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, it is client. There are clients, but you do want to
Mhm.
make sure you establish that you are separate
Yeah.
because you don't want to get roped into anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was afraid of.
And that you don't work for them.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And one other little piece of advice there,
Mhm.
Patrice. I love reviews because it gives you a little insight into what you're stepping into.
That's what I was afraid of. Some of them were
Yeah.
like, these people were so nasty and rude. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I walking? What am
Right.
I
So
walking?
you right. So you already got a little heads up. Okay. So I know when I go to this one with a 2-star rating,
Yeah.
if I want to be their preferred notary, I'm gonna have to bring even extra sugar to be nice to crack the
Okay.
ice over there. Because
Okay.
they might be kind of cuckoo, right? So you got to go in there and bring it. Be like,
Right.
hey, extra,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And you know there are two also. I might go ahead and take them a little package of cookies over there or something. Be like,
Okay.
hey, I got you guys a little
Yeah.
treat,
Little
you
something,
know,
something.
little something, yeah.
Right.
So
And so,
yeah, so
yeah.
don't let the negative review. I say that even about signing companies.
Yeah.
You read over on this website. Well, I wouldn't work with 1, 2, 3 because I look at what everybody's saying in totality, and then I make my decision because that might have been that notary's experience.
Okay.
Right.
That
Right.
client, the patient might have been a pain for them to deal with, so they left a bad review.
Right.
Okay.
But usually, if everybody leaving something bad, it's probably bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But let that be part of your weapon, that you know what you walking into.
Right.
Okay.
And then when you step in there, you may want to back out. You may say, I don't want to deal with that.
Yes.
So you step
Oh,
in there
yeah.
and see what the vibe is, see what's really going on.
Okay.
And you may meet the one nice person in there.
Yes. And if you got 10 in your area, girl, that is a blessing. On
Yeah.
the same street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So they no doubt
The
they probably
same
need
stretch.
notaries.
So have you gone to one of them yet?
No, I haven't gone to any of them yet. The last place I went to was a title company, but I really wanted to do general notary work too.
Okay.
So I just made a spreadsheet of all the places that I want to visit. That's how
I
I know.
love it.
That's a boss move, girl. That's
That
a
is
boss
boss.
move.
That's what we call a boss move. That's what Alexis was talking about earlier. Be
Yeah.
about it. Make your list. Check them off. If you get 2 no's, so what? I'm going tomorrow to the next one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You already prepared that they might say no. And they
Yeah.
might say, all right, we already got a notary. That's okay. And
That's
that's
okay.
what they say too. Take whatever they negative they give you, flip it on them. Well, we already got somebody coming here. We don't need you.
And then you know what I would say? I said,
just in case she's out sick.
Yeah.
Let me leave my card, just in
Okay.
case you ever need me. If something happens where her tire goes flat or fight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a big boss move, though, Patrice.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Boss move, girl.
I try to be
Congratulations.
organized.
Girl, I love it. Let us come back and tell us what happened in a week
Okay.
or two.
Please.
And I have one more question.
Yes.
So I just paid for a Google ad yesterday,
Mhm.
and I wanted to know how long it would take to probably generate a little bit from that, like a little bit of calls from that, because my page is like totally new, so I don't have any like stars on there at all. I do have pictures though, but that's it.
Alexis?
So honestly, it just depends. One, because it's pay per click. So
Okay.
it's up to the consumers searching and clicking on you and calling you. So it's kind of hard to really say,
Yeah.
but to solidify kind of you getting a call and people, once they see your ad clicking on you, they're like, oh, okay, I want to use her. Let me call her. Try to get those reviews. So if you are doing your general notary work, whoever you get, make sure that's the top of your mind. I need to get those reviews up so that can reflect on your Google page and you going forward. And people call me.
Yeah, I was gonna say also fill out a contact card over at Notary Educators tonight, and I'm gonna reach out to you. Okay.
Okay.
And
Go
another
to
thing,
the website.
Patrice,
Yeah. What you say, Angela?
I was gonna say another thing. Have you done any notarized for anybody?
I've done loan signings before, and I've had one gentleman call me for notary work, but he said, I don't even know how I found you. I typed you in and you came up near me. So I have done
That's
one.
your Google ad working.
No, it was before Google.
Oh, but
He said, I don't know. I just typed something in and I
was
found you.
asking you, have you done any notary work? Because those people that you have done notaries for, so this is what happened to me. I did the ads. I had no reviews.
Mm-hmm.
The people that I had in the past 6 months done notary work for, I called them and said, hey, I'm going to send you a link. Can you give me a review for the notary that I did? And all of them gave me a review. That's how I started.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So whoever you've done a notary for, call them.
Okay. I could definitely do that.
Yeah, so fill out a contact card and then we'll be in touch, okay?
Okay, thank you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming up. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Much success, girl.
Thank you.
So Kim, let's go. Let's run through a few real quick. We coming to the end.
Thank you.
Some good strategy. Got that one. Can you say this is my rate, but you need to add on for the witness? I'm struggling with that.
We talked about that one.
Yeah, we talked about that. Did you get paid for those hours? She was asking. What's the name?
Yeah, she said she got paid. We didn't ask her, did she get the full amount though?
She still got paid. Yeah.
Go ahead,
so for general notary work, is it okay to ask the client to send the docs before I actually go out signing for review and pricing? Carla, I don't do that.
I don't recommend it, Carla. I really don't. Let me give you a couple of reasons why. Okay, it's a extreme case where I ask somebody to send me a document for general notary work first. Why? Because one, you don't want everybody documents on your computer for security reasons. Mm-hmm. One. Two, Carla, I think if you're having a little difficulty maybe with that, we might need to go over some training things. Because remember, it doesn't matter what the document is. When you get there, either you can handle it because they have the proper ID or they don't. You should be able to notarize that document. So I don't, in time wise, also efficiency. You don't have time when you're doing general notary work, that phone start popping and you got to tell every client, oh, can you send me a copy of it first? You won't work. You'll be just getting copies all day.
Right.
Angela?
The only time I got copies from a client, if they had the documents on a computer, they couldn't print them out, and they sent them to me so I can print them and bring them with me. Other than that, I don't do that.
And as far as pricing, you're going to be doing your screening questions. Questions equal money. Questions equal money. How many signers? Where am I going? What kind of document? Do I need witnesses? Every time you ask a question, you should be hearing cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Okay?
Mahaja is asking, did I still get paid? Whatever it is, I always get paid. So the answer would be yes. I've never not gotten paid. I'm gonna always get my coins.
Angela go get her money.
I'm always get my coins. So somebody said they missed that. Sharia says they don't like her price. Sharia,
call us, Sharia, please.
Hey ladies, hey everybody. You haven't done your LLC yet, Miss Lewis. So don't let that stop you from starting your business.
I think she was talking about her name earlier. So if you have not done your LLC and you want to go ahead and change your name, if you have not done a name reservation with the state and you haven't paid out any money yet. As a matter of fact, I did actually pay for a name reservation and I changed it just a little bit. I decided I want an LLC on there. It was $25. So I did have to get another name reservation. Yeah. So in that case, but I'm not getting ready to spend a couple $100 to change my name. Right. Unless your business is like that, or if you think it's gonna be like that, like super large or something. But on the norm, I don't just waste money like that.
Yeah. So you don't have to have an LLC to start your notary business. You can start it and then do the LLC. But Quintana says, I'm in Texas and struggling with HELOC and cash out locations. Any suggestions?
Yes. So with that one, again, networking is going to be your key. I know there are a lot of that cash out has to be done at an attorney's office or title company or whatever. You're going to have to really network and again, see what you can do for them. Go in there and say, hey, I have clients. Sometimes I would be willing to pay you to use your location. You know, it's going to cost you some money. I know the signing companies normally will reimburse you for that. From where I understand, it might be like around a $50 to $100 range. They will pay you, reimburse you. So you're gonna have to really network in Texas so you can make those connections, so you can have somewhere to do those signings. Right. And one other tip on that, I've heard of Texas notaries sometimes will have the client meet them in the parking lot at the attorney's office and do it in the car. So you're in their car, they're in their car. No, don't risk your commission over something like that. If you don't have the proper location, you just don't have it. Right. But right now is the time to start networking. Networking, and do not do anything illegal like passing the documents through the window just to say I'm on the attorney's parking lot. That will get you in trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So L. Lewis says her name is too long, is making her email too long. So Kim gave you some suggestions on that.
You might even just get you a new email. That'd be quicker if you haven't started, giving it out. Change the email address.
That's true. Because my email address is actually different than my mobile notary company.
Mine is the same, actually. I try to keep everything uniform because I like simplicity. Right. Yeah. So my email and my .com and everything is None Better Mobile Notary.
Right. Because I had a business before and I just used the same email.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Let's keep going, Angela.
So Gilbert wanted to know, ma'am, I have an LLC. So yeah. So Notary Niece says I aid into my profit 2 witness plus parking fee. I'm salty right now.
I bet you are.
Girl, I'm not that soft.
Yeah, that is so. I would be salty too, Notary Niece. So look, what you want to make sure about that parking fee too, make sure you price the job well enough, especially if this is your general notary where it's already included. So I don't go back to my client and say, oh, parking was $10. Kind of have an idea or already overprice it. Whatever, like if you're in New York, pricing your parking gonna be more, so I'm gonna overprice that hospital job a little bit to cover the parking. I don't nickel and dime. I don't say, well, you owe me $5 for credit card processing, $10 for parking. No, just try to come up with one flat rate where you're not going in a hole, because you will not want to do this business. Okay.
Right. All things Nata Jean says, I'm charging $70 for a apostille courier service. Do you think this is reasonable? It depends on how far you got to go. All things Nata Jean. If you're
Mhm.
just going quickly, 30 minutes or less, and you're just a courier, you're not paying FedEx fees. I think that's reasonable. But if you got to
Mhm.
drive an hour or two,
Cali, so.
it,
I
yeah, it
know
depends on
Cali.
how far you got to drive. If you got to drive
Yeah,
an hour
you
or
gotta
two,
drive the car.
yeah. But
Tell
if
us
you
how
just
far you got to drive right quick. I'm
yeah,
curious.
tell us how far you got to drive.
Because I think $70, somebody paid me 70 in my area. I got to go 30 there, 30 back. I would do it.
Me
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
I think I would just to
I
drop it
would do
off.
it if I'm just dropping it off. I do it.
I
I
think
would.
I would.
If I'm not using my FedEx account, I do it.
Yeah.
Get it when there's no traffic.
The
Okay.
Lotus, you're welcome, Yellow Rose. The Lotus brought some upcoming notarization for an immunization document. If this document is not part of an affidavit, can I still notarize this form?
What would be your hesitation in notarizing it? Remember, if it doesn't have notarial wording on it and they want it notarized, can you add the notarial wording? Have you seen the document? I mean, this sounds like a training thing to me.
Yeah. And so
How would you know if it's part of an affidavit? I mean, I don't even know really. How would you know that? It's an immunization document. Normally, it's just a document. They probably try not to have it for maybe religious reasons or something. And I've had one of those before for a client. And all you do is notarize the bottom of it. You put them under oath, and they saying that they don't want to get it for religious reasons. Normally, now I haven't seen your document, so I can't really comment on yours. But that's normally what it is. It shouldn't be anything that complicated. Okay.
Yeah. So
Andrew, can you hit the last few, please?
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Linda, can I get that one? Because I just had that happen today.
Go ahead.
How do you handle documents in another language that needs to be notarized then apostille? I had documents I was trying to get transferred to English, but it was too expensive for the client. So, Linda, it's not your business what's in the document. You and your signer need to be able to communicate. So I had one today where the document was in straight up Korea. I don't speak Korea. I don't read Korean or none of that. And the poor little father, he handed me his document. It was his retirement from the military over there, and he knew what the document was. I ID'd him, wrote it in my book, and stamped it. That was it.
That was it.
That's it. The whole document was in Korean.
Yeah.
So that's not your responsibility.
Yeah.
Now, if you and your signer cannot communicate, now you need a translator. That's a little different. But what's in the actual document is not your business. And if you suggested that they got it translated so you can read it or know what's in it and added an expense for your client, I don't know that you did that. But I'm just saying, if you did, then you cost yourself money, and then the client didn't receive the service that they needed.
And unless the client said it needed to be translated in English, if they didn't say it needed to be translated or transferred to English, then yeah.
Right.
So how do you feel about digital business card? Some people use them. I heard a lot of people using them. Dark Be Lovely. If that's what you want to use, I mean, younger people are using them, and middle-aged people have both. It won't hurt.
Always have old-fashioned cards, though. Always have old-fashioned. When you go to your loan signing, can you imagine? And I ain't saying you can't, so everybody don't go crazy. But I'm at the loan signing, and I'd be like, hey, just hit me up on this. They're going to be like, what? Have a formal business card to hand people to introduce yourself. That's a little old-fashioned sometimes. Have you at least a couple hundred of regular old-fashioned business cards for your older clientele, too. You go into the nursing home and say, hey, just hit me up on tap that. They're going to be like, tap what?
Right.
Okay.
So Ella says she reserved the name, but it's probably expired. I mean, you can just go back in and just re-reserve it, and if it's still good, they'll just go over the same process.
Yeah, very good.
You guys are so welcome. We're glad you're here. Received an order for court forms. It's a door knock. Can you please elaborate what it is? Ooh, a door knock sound like you putting somebody out.
It might, it's either it could be any number of things. It could be divorce papers. It could be anything inside the envelope, and it's just that you knocking on the door, and here you've been served.
Oh, you're doing a process service. It sound like
yeah. So just like on TV, it worked just like that. So don't be surprised somebody will pull a gun out on you or something now.
Right.
So just be cautious. Be cautious. Sometimes they want you to take a picture that you were there of the house or whatever. I don't personally do all those kind of things.
I don't do all that kind of things either.
But if you don't mind, I mean, it's a stream of income, but I just don't do that. The risk for me is not worth it.
And wherever you are, make sure that you're legally doing it, because some states require that you be a process server through the court to do it. That's the other thing.
Oh,
So
12 miles, not Nana Jane. I
now
would do
again, girl,
that,
go
girl.
for it.
Yes, get that money, girl.
L. Lewis, if you are in Georgia, yes, you have to go through Atlanta to do apostilles.
It's off of North Drew Hills and 85 in Atlanta. Well, kind of North Drew Hills area. Claremont and
Yeah.
85.
It's a public document. I have not seen the document. It's for religious reasons. Thank you for the info. You're welcome.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you.
You'll be
Thank you,
fine. That's an
Kimmi.
easy notarization.
Yeah, thank you, Kimmi. You're all awesome. You're welcome. Could
It's
I offer
our pleasure.
translation service as part of my business? My mom is fluent in Spanish, and I speak a middle level conversation Spanish. L. Lewis, Kim, what do you think about that?
It's kind of mixed. Okay,
Yeah.
so with that one, just be cautious. Always be cautious whenever you're going to be the same person on the translation and the notary, because you never
Right.
wanted to come back and say, well, Kimmi, she translated my document, she wrote what she wanted it to say. You know, you want to make sure. I'd like to have a little level there. So I have a couple of friends that speak Spanish, and I may call them to do the translation of the letter, and then I'll be the notary. That might cost my client a little bit more, but in that case, I just want to make sure it's a little degree of separation, that I'm not the notary and the translator in case something goes wrong on that. Okay. Yeah. So if you wanted to use your mom and you be the notary, still just a little caution there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Asheris, you don't need your commission with you at all times, just your stamp. You guys are so welcome. Oh, L. Lewis, the door knockers. Oh, yeah, that's an easy one. Class action suit where they're getting money. Oh, that's easy. Yeah.
Oh, I might would do that. But can we go back to Ashera right quick? Ashera X, do I need my commission? You may not need to have your commission document with you, but you might need your commission number, because some documents require the number to be written on there. So you do want to have your commission number. I recommend writing it inside your journal, because you always have your journal with you. Write your commission number in the front, and also write the date that you started using that journal and the end date in case you ever have to go back and reference it. Okay, so you don't have to carry the document, but you want to carry the number some kind of way on you.
We're going to answer these last.
Before, go ahead.
Go ahead, Alexis.
No, I was going to say, I got to go. I had a plan.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Okay, yeah. Thank you. We're about to wrap it up.
I enjoyed you all, though. I'll see you all soon.
We're going to answer. We got 3 more questions we're going to answer.
Okay, bye, Alexis.
Bye, Alexis. So, Precious Lady says, how do you, if you're going to be a safe lock? I don't know what she's saying, Kim.
Where is it at? How
at
do
the
you
bottom.
know? Oh,
Precious.
we did one too, Angela.
No, we didn't.
The virtual swearing, Linda. Oh, Linda said, I got an assignment to do a virtual swearing. Has any of you ladies done this? I couldn't take it because I had another assignment.
I don't see that one, but go ahead.
It's at 9/11. At 9/11. So, Miss Linda, I have a video actually of an oath only signing. And yes, I have done that. Yes, I have. It pays just like a regular signing, for general notary work. Whatever your travel fee would be, you usually go in and out 5 seconds, and the judge will come on and say, who's the notary on the case or for the client? And I'll say, I am Kimberly Nunnally. You swear the client in. They said the notary can be dismissed. So I actually have a video on that, and it's called the oath only signing. Okay. Yeah. And I would put that on my Google page for everybody watching and listening, that you do perform oath only ceremonies. Okay.
So Kim, that was below, but the Precious Lady up above. So how do you, if you're going to be a safe lock?
Oh, I don't know what safe lock is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I never heard of it before.
Yeah, Lewis said she just thought of that because we were talking about apostilles. So Precious Lady says, how do you know if the meeting place is a safe one? Precious Lady, I only meet where I know they're safe. Like I'll meet in a Starbucks. I'll meet inside of a Publix because they have a place you can sit down when you buy sandwiches and eat. Dunkin' Donuts. Those are the type of places I meet at. I meet in the library. So I meet at places like that because I know they are safe places. I'm not going to meet you in the back alley anywhere on the side of a building, nothing like that. So it got to be in an establishment where they are patrons and people are, and Starbucks is really great because they don't care if you meet. In Dunkin' Donuts, those places don't care if you meet. I try to, buy me some hot chocolate or something, but I always meet in those type of places.
Yes. And as far as your signing locations, like with signing companies, the way I look at that is they're doing, not that they could not be a bad person. So I don't want anybody to let your guard down. But when you talk about loan signings, if it's safe or not, you kind of think about where they have all their information. The signing company know where you are. I always have somebody that knows where I am if I do travel by myself. Angela does that too. Hey, Kim, I'm over at 123 Street or whatever. So always let somebody know where you are. Safety first. If you get to that signing and you say, "Hey, Mr. Smith," and it just don't feel right, it don't look right, and he wants you to go in the basement and sign and all that, we not doing that. Oh, the signing table is downstairs. No, it's not. So so you know what I'm saying? You always take control. If you don't feel safe, the signing can happen another day. You are more precious than any signing or any amount of money. Okay.
So if any of you guys need to get in touch with us or get in contact or have any questions, just go to notaryeducatorsllc.com, fill out the contact information, and always leave your phone number because the email comes in garbled sometime. But yes, we are so happy that you guys were here. Thank you all who came to the stage. You were amazing.
Yeah,
thank you so much. So this is going to end our session for tonight. Kim, do you have anything?
I will just ask one question. So what did you guys think about being able to come up on the stage? Is that something you'd like to see continued for next week? What's your thoughts on that? I'll wait just a second for you to tell me that. In the meantime, you can say yes or no. One if you like to see people continue to come up on the stage. How about that? Let's do a one. But as always, it is our pleasure. We'll wait and see just right here. And don't forget, guys, the Notary Start Your Notary Business is actually on in paperback now. So people have been loving that. Oh, good. Looks like you guys like coming on the stage. So make sure you get dressed up next Monday, okay? And come on and join us.
Thank everybody who came up, Patrice and everybody else who came up. You guys had some amazing questions and experiences.
Oh, good. They like it. So we'll continue to do that. If you want to come up starting next week, your own self, come on, bring your question. Well, as Angela already stated, it's our pleasure, guys. And thank you for joining Notary Educators and Notary Life with Kimmi. Until next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.